If you're looking for a Torb build that provides value for everyone on your team and pure annoyance to the enemy lineup, then you come to the right place. Hi! I'm 10axis, a big-time Torb enjoyer. I've been experimenting with all sorts of Torb builds since his stadium debut. I even released a tier list for all his powers. This is the all-comers Torb build, a reliable, flexible build for every match. In this video, I'll go through the power pathways, the optional powers, my preferred item choices, and finally, I'll close it off with two highlighted fights to show you how to play the build in real games. The power pathway. This is the general power pathway, and this is one of my absolute favorite builds. The biggest draw of this build is it performs consistently across every comp, and it is flexible enough to tag into specific counters if you need to. We'll begin with Dwarlord, then into Let Off Some Steam, and finish it off with Magmini. The core concept is simple. This build turns you into the team's amplifier. Dwarlord gives AoE overhealth and attack speed to your teammates on demand. If you manage to buff everyone with it, at base you are handing out 200 HP in overhealth and 40% attack speed bonus for the team. That's value maxing. Round 1 in Stadium is basically vanilla Overwatch. So we want the power with the biggest impact, and that's Dwarlord. Round 2, we pick up Let Off Some Steam. Now that we have a banger power that rallies the team every 10 seconds, we want it to happen more often. Let Off Some Steam give us exactly that. Then we round it off with Magmini. Lava lingers, it's AoE, and it's painful. At round 3, we should have a stack ability power count because we want our overhealth buffs to get big and the lava to deal more DPS. The idea here is to overload the opponent with multiple threats: lava, turrets, rivets, overhealth, and attack speed, forcing them to make multiple mistakes and push them into bad position. Additionally, I also like Magmini as a problem-solving tool. If there's a hazard diving your team, you can drop the lava under your allies to punish the dive. If it's a Rhein, you can lob the lava over his shields into the backline. This flexibility is what makes this build so satisfying. It is also at round 3 is where you can start slotting in counter pieces. Since Dwarlord scales with ability power, you can swap the third slot with things like All Grown Up, which naturally synergize with ability power, or Come Get Your Armor for more permanent tankiness. All Grown Up helps us against flyers like Freya or Mercy. As the match goes on, ability power scales your turret HP and damage, while most flyers become more of a glass cannon as the game goes on. Come Get Your Armor give more permanent team tankiness. Sometimes I'll take it if my tank needs help in the brawls, or if our backline keeps getting dive. If the game reaches round 4, you can pick up whichever is left between Magmini, All Grown Up, or Come Get Your Armor. I usually go for Come Get Your Armor here. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, consider liking and subscribing. You can also catch this build live on this channel or at twitch.tv/10axis. Item picks. The goal here isn't to give you an exact grocery list, but more to share a guiding principle on what to buy. Since round 1 and round 2 are pretty vanilla, I'll share what I usually grab early, and then show you how I adapt based on the game state and playstyle. The core principle is to prioritize ability power. Because the entire build revolves around maximizing Dwarlord's overhealth, in round 1, my preferred setup is Power Playbook for that 10% ability power, Shady Spectacles for lifesteal, and First Aid Kit for faster health regen. Power Playbook is the only true core item here. The other two can be changed depending on your preferences. At round 2, we can start focusing on ability power and add some attack speed to synergize with Let Off Some Steam. A typical purchase looks like this: custom stock, energized razors, multi-tool. If I can afford it, I'll replace one with Nano Cola. And after I pick up Let Off Some Steam, I usually sell First Aid Kit for weapons grease to cycle overload faster. From round 3 onward, I would lean fully into ability power, and that's where you unlock Magmini or All Grown Up. My top picks usually are Iridescent Iris because it's a flat upgrade from multi-tool, Liquid Nitrogen if you want more control on tanks or divers, Catalytic Crystal to get ult charge faster, Lindholm Launcher if I want to lob the turrets further into the backline or into cheeky spots, and naturally Champion's Kit if I have the money for maximum lava damage. If you're running Come Get Your Armor instead, mix in HP and attack speed items until you reach Power Pick 4, then fully commit into ability power, strength, and and weaknesses. The beauty of this build is in its flexibility. You are ready to face most lineups. You minimize your auto loss matchups, but you also lose a few auto wins. My two nightmare tanks are Diva and Orisa, since both can destroy Molten Core projectiles. In those games, you can hold your lava to bait out their defensive abilities, or use your lava defensively on your team to deny dives. You can also swap into All Grown Up for more turret presence. The biggest weakness of Dwarlord is your effectiveness depends heavily on your teammates.
That's why this is also a good build for people who like to cope.
This is a buff build. You are extracting value from your team's aim and coordination. If your DPS can't hit the shot, then the attack speed buff is not really helping the team. Alright chat, let's look at two quick fights where I use the same build but change my approach based on the enemy lineup. Now we move on to our example fights. We are in round 4 and here's my lineup and this is my build. The Rhein here is running a pretty standard good stuff build and playing very aggressively. Freya and Mercy are glued together and the enemy top went for a turret focused build. My plan here was simple. I need to include Queen in my Dwarlord buffs so she can brawl easier, and then use my Magmini to pressure Rhein's backline, especially the Torb. Since their Torb went full on turret mode, I could use Magmini with Catalytic Crystal to farm ult charge faster, and then punish them when the fight drags out.
There's an enemy here!
Here I lava this door because I had plans to move out, giving me easy damage. If they don't walk through the lava, they would stay away from the fight like the Torb and the Mercy did. As the fight drags on, it gives me more and more value for Catalytic Crystal, leading to this one moment. Here is our example against a very dive-friendly tank. This is the lineup and this was my build. Their Winston has been an absolute menace to my backline. So my plan here was time my overload with his sleep and toss his lava where he is about to land. So I can put down my lava before he drops his bubble. That way, he's either forced to take lava damage or back off completely. By the way, those misses are on purpose so I don't wake up the Winston. And that's the Dwarlord All-Comers build. Reliable, flexible, and consistent across many matchups. If you want to see this setup in action, I stream Tuesdays and Fridays here or at twitch.tv/10axis. Drop a like and a subscribe if you find this useful. It really fuels future uploads. And thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed this build. Bye!